What's up? Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? JT here with another Xtrades FOMO live stream Tuesday, March the 4th. Hope everybody is doing well. Let me get all of my screens and screen sharing set up. Just 1 second here. I am working off of a brand new, very nice laptop, but I did go through and test some stuff last night to make sure everything's good to go. I think we shouldn't have any issues, but if we run into any, please let me know, whether those be audio issues or streaming issues or anything like that. Just give me a heads up, because I am working off a slightly different setup. Have to work the new settings. We recommend your stream's current bitrate is higher than the recommended bitrate. Stream bitrate of 2500. Okay, well, I don't. Hang on, let me see if there's an easy way for me to fix that. I don't see one, so sorry, YouTube. I'm sending you more data than you're, I guess, ready to handle. So if that becomes problematic, folks, just let me know, especially on the YouTube side of things. What's up, Unknown Reviews? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Let me get the chat window opened over here. All right, who we got in the mix this morning? Juan, Cup of Magic. Guessing that's Navy Plum. April, good morning, good morning. Hope y'all are doing well. Yeah, I think I got this, like, streamer. Yeah, there we go. Disable that. There we go. Yeah, that is Navy Plum. Good morning, folks. Hope y'all are doing well. Like I said, I'm still working through some of these settings and stuff like that on this new laptop that were configured on my old one that I'd had for, like, forever. So anyway, let's talk about what the market's doing. Let's get into it. What are we seeing here as far as ES futures go? We did have a demand zone that we've already sliced through. It was a daily demand zone. We're now slicing through what looks to be the next one. Market's looking very bearish. Things are really slipping pretty hard now at this point, in my opinion. Lots of geopolitical tensions that are not, I would say, not the right way to say this, not conducive to a strong economic future for for what's happening in this country. But you know, it is what it is. We are here to make money, whether or not the markets are going up or down. Obviously, longer term holds, investment portfolios, stuff like that. You know, certainly I would start thinking about, perhaps if you haven't already, which, you know, I have, shifting quite a bit of those equity positions to cash, looking for key levels to buy the dip at, and then reloading. And if you have to hold out, there's some hold through some additional downside after you reload. I think that's, you know, probably going to be the case. It's almost impossible to time the market perfectly, but at the very least, you can avoid bag holding through a lot of this downside that looks like we still have to come. So, you know, keep your heads on a swivel. This stuff can all, you know, pivot on a dime here. But based on what we're seeing so far, I'm not really expecting any pivoting or really any kind of catalyst. They're going to swoop in and kind of fix this situation, at least anytime in the near future. So I could absolutely be wrong about that. I am not a psychic. I am a chart analyst. I don't hold a crystal ball. I don't pretend to know what the leadership of various countries in the world are going to do as far as getting through some of this stuff. But again, all that you have to do is keep your heads on a swivel, be ready to play your trade plans regardless of which direction they go. That's why we have upside and downside plans, is so we don't ever get caught with too strong of a bias pointing in a particular direction that just, you know, continues to kind of punish us for not being willing to move past that bias. So as far as buy the dip levels are concerned, the first one that I'm really looking at down here, 50, what is that? I think 55.61 here on ES. So I think, you know, essentially we have quite a ways to fall here before I think things have a really strong support resistance level that may bounce the market. So keep an eye on that 55.61 level. Until then, you know, we could quickly or slowly kind of grind our way down toward that level where we may see a bounce. You know, if that does play out, you heard it here first, right? So anyway, that's what I'm looking at for ES. Let's get into some trade plan reviews, and then let's get to some of these new trade plans. We'll also talk a little bit about doing some trade plan, or how to use this trade plan navigator, which I did add some additional features to. Gosh, I think even as recently as yesterday, I think I added some of those. So anyway, let's get into it. Let's talk through them. That's interesting. Why did that shift like that? Should bring it back. There we go. All right, so let's take a look at our NVIDIA trade plan. This one has obviously played out for all of our downside targets and then some. So we had this plan in place going into the trading day yesterday. Essentially, we were consolidating up against and rejecting that put entry level. That did reject, took us down to PT3 plus and continuing to drill lower here just within a day. So all those downside targets hit and then some if you follow the NVIDIA plan for puts. So this one's playing out. I'm probably not going to see any of these trade plan levels again anytime soon. So one that we'll do a new trade plan for at some point. But NVIDIA downside plan has played out nicely. Next we have Tesla. Let me fix this. There we go. All right, Tesla trade plan is playing out, getting very close to PT3 here pre-market for puts. Let's take a look at this on the 15 minutes, see where the entry actually was. Yeah, good entry, right? Break below, back test right there going into the close yesterday. Did get a little bit of a dip and a relief bounce, probably shorts just taking some profits before they swing overnight, and now we see it coming down close to PT3 for puts. So this could be strong support. Make sure that you are scaling out for profits and moving up your stops on any contracts you decide to hold. The Tesla downside trade plan also playing out. No surprises that we're seeing lots of downside plans playing out because the market is pointing down right now. Google held up for the most part yesterday. Looking at the hourly chart, it looked okay. Definitely 15-minute chart, we're seeing that same kind of pattern, break below, back test, a little bit of a relief bounce going into the close, but this one looking to possibly push a little bit lower. The one thing I'd say about Google is already pretty beat up. So this one may not have a whole lot more downside to go, but keep an eye on it. Price targets are on the chart there at 163.99 and 161.86. So be ready to lock in profits once you get to those targets and then potentially hold for PT3 down there at 157.70. Where do I think SPY bottom today will be? Best advice I can give you on that, K Money, is probably wherever I have PT3 for puts is kind of my best stab at it. Now, obviously, if that breaks, that opens up a whole new set of targets down below. And I haven't done a ton of SPY analysis yet this morning, so let me get back to you via the SPY plan, and then I'll give you some insights throughout the trading day as we kind of, make our way through the day. All right, one thing I am realizing that I don't have on my charts, or that I don't have set up yet from the live stream plans from last, we did Walmart, and we actually traded that Walmart live stream plan. We did Walmart and Snow, it looks like. Okay, so let's take a look at those. Walmart, I know we played out. We got PT1 to the upside. We've taken profits, and I had my stops up at break even. I think that did get filled. I was not watching super close yesterday, and once I get that break-even stop in, I do tend to pay a little bit less attention and focus on other trade plans. But yeah, Walmart's pulled back, but we did get the breakout there last Thursday, pushed up to PT1. Friday, that's where we, again, we started scaling some out actually here and here on Friday. Did give us a little bit of a push up toward that 200 SMA yesterday, but ultimately pulled back and is now back below the call entry and slipping further down. So Walmart trade plan did play out for a price target. I say this all the time on these live streams. Sometimes PT1 is all you get. So we did take those profits and we did stop out at break even on the remaining contracts after getting to PT1. I think we got about 20% was the max. I think it was like 12 and 20% is where we scaled out some. And yeah, I thought I did see a fill order yesterday for those Walmart contracts to get the rest out at break even. And then last but not least, we've got Snow, and then on to some new member or new live stream plans. That's what I'm looking for, right? Let's get back over to the live stream chat. Yeah, sure, we can take a look at Apple, Tony, and then I also saw we had Booking, BKNG for unknown reviews, and Ford for Clint. What's up, Clint? Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. So the last but not least trade plan review we had was Snow. It's not the trade plan for Snow. So Snow, yeah, downside has played out. I did not personally take this plan. One kind of thing I don't love about Snow is it has a very, very wide bid-ask spread. You know, can you kind of navigate those? Yes. Generally speaking, I don't like to, you know, if it's too wide, I just don't like to get into that. Can I possibly get a fill when I'm ready? At least a decent fill when I'm ready. So that's one thing that I just kind of keep in mind with Snow in particular. But we did this one last Thursday. It did drop to the downside, hit PT1, came back for a reload, and is dropping back down to PT1. Might even be making a push for PT2. Neptune trying to catch it with some buy pressure here, but overall, Snow following the rest of the market, which is overall pretty bearish right now. All right, let's get into some new trade plans. That's what we're here for. Let's see what we've got fresh and ready to go. Unknown Reviews was in here bright and early with Booking. Let's take a look at that, and then we'll switch over to Apple for Tony. All right, Booking.com, BKNG. All right, so this is one that I do not trade often, don't chart often. I know it can be a massive money printer. We had a guy in the group back in the day named Byron. He used to love trading Booking. It's like his jam. And he did very well with it for a while. At least as far as I can remember. This one does not trade super well during extended hours, and the price action is a bit all over the place. The other thing we do want to take a look at, do you have another request, Unknown Reviews? This one's, yeah, it's slow volume, the price is through the roof, the contract prices are through the roof. That's not really an issue for me and some others, but I'd say for the vast majority of folks, Booking is one that's just too rich for most people's blood, is what I would say, especially with that low volume. So let's come up with another one if you don't mind. Sorry, I hate to ask you to pivot, but for example, Walmart trade plan should go out a week. Oh, I would say recommended duration on your contracts. I'd say bare minimum 30 days, preferably 60. You know, more time the better, right? There's no such thing as having too much time on your options contracts. That's just not a scenario that exists, in my opinion. So yeah, I would say the bare minimum 30, if not more days out on any of these trade plans that we're working on. All right, so let's take a quick look at Apple. Oh, that's right, I realized this, and I think I even mentioned this the other day. Somehow, some way, I managed, let me just double check, to like delete all of my Apple levels, all of my support and resistance. So you know what? We're going to take a look at Apple with a fresh set of eyes, which nothing wrong with that. I like to do that every once in a while anyway. I just didn't intend to do it with Apple. All right, so let's hide these indicators for a second. Let's take a look at price action and price action alone. Let's see what we can see already. That's sticking out to me like an interesting weekly level. definitely one there too. There. It's kind of iffy, but it's there. I think this will be an interesting. Let's check back on this level as we get into some smaller time frames. Could have a pretty nice buy the dip level somewhere around, yeah, right about here. Actually, maybe just a tad lower. Another tad lower for me. There we go. Right about there. Keep an eye on that one too. Not totally confirmed just yet. Interesting double bottom there, but not seeing any resistance. So another one. Keep an eye on. Yeah, I don't think there's any tests. I was wondering if there's maybe a prior rejection that would show or validate that support a little bit, but I knew that was also likely wishful thinking. There's another level of interest, but nothing confirmed here on the weekly. Okay, that's pretty good. So let's take a look at our daily chart. Let's see if we can't start clearing up some of these placeholder levels. Yeah, there's our resistance that we couldn't see before. That looks good now. Just move a level. I did. All right, this one we were close to something. I think the actual level might be sitting a little lower, actually. Yeah, more like right there. That looks good for the daily. And this is okay. Interesting. I could make a case actually for it being in either of these spots. I would rather catch this double top though than have liquidity sweeps overhead. So between it being one place or another, I think it's well, you know what? That really does lose all those really nice. Could be two levels here, actually. Could be a 4-hour level overhead where I have that blue line sitting there. We'll see that in a second. I think our daily level's right here, though. So I think we do just have two levels there at 245.90 and 248.21. All-time highs right here. We'll want to keep an eye on that. All right, let's get into some of this stuff where we didn't have enough data for weekly levels. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, right about... Sorry. I want to make sure, especially since we're having to revisit this, that the levels we're putting on are accurate. It's pretty close, I think. Dead on where I want it to be. Not any real resistance there. All right, let's see. Yeah, that's going to be a level of interest. Same thing up here. It's kind of sticking out to us. All right. It's looking pretty good. All right, let's get into the 4-hour chart. Let's start digging in. Where's this? Yeah, let me go back and check this level that thought would be a 4-hour level. Resistance, resistance. Still struggling to see any real good support on that level, so it's kind of still to be determined there. All right, you know what? Let's, in the interest of time, just going to try to get through a couple of quick 4-hour levels here. Like that. Sorry, I'm going a little bit faster, talking a little bit less, just so I can try to speed things up a bit and get to more trade plans before we wrap up. Nothing confirmed up there. Okay, all right, let's fast forward to the hourly. Let's throw our indicators on. Let's start trying to make heads or tails of how we want to plan this Apple trade. In this blue level, still a bit elusive, honestly. I think if there is a level pretty close to this, it's actually just a little bit higher, like right here. Let's get there. Okay. So, how do we want to plan this Apple trade? Well, I do like this entry right here. Yo, what's up, Chris? Good morning to you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Right below that, this weekly level that's very close by. This weekly level could be, again, when you're zoomed out on the weekly, a little bit hard to be as accurate, but I think we've got to move down this 230.44. That gets followed by 226 even. What's up, Alex? Good morning. Good morning. What's up? Buenos dias. How are you? Crowd, yeah, sure. I'll circle back and try to take a look at crowd for you there. And then reviews. Yeah, sorry. Just booking is kind of a pretty, as you probably know, I don't need to explain it to you, it's a very tricky one to trade with the volume that it has and with those options contracts, how those premiums move. And I think it also has a pretty gnarly bid-ask spread, doesn't it? I know Snow definitely does, but again, booking's not one I've traded all that much. All right, so I like that downside plan for Apple. Upside, where does upside become even just a little bit interesting? I think the answer to that question lies somewhere around here. We could have a shot. It's going to be probably close to a 1-to-1 risk reward. We'll see. We have an hourly level here, though, that I like. Very close to this daily level. But I think it just gives us a little bit more confirmation that all the BS is out of the way. First target, like I said, it's going to be close to a 1-to-1 risk reward on this. First target sitting right there. Second target right here, 248.65. Third target. Yeah, let's take a shot at this weekly level up here. I'll be surprised if this upside trade plan plays out anytime soon, but it's okay. I can be surprised. All right, so I like where our confluences are at. I like where our levels are at. Let's dial in our trade plan navigator levels. So we'll start off with our call entry here at 242.18 down to 245.90, 248. Oops, that's my cursor, sorry. 248.65 and 253.53 with a stop at 238.62, downside 235.19, 230.44 to 26, 219.81. Shared stop loss at 238.62. I'm going to use my shared stop loss down here instead of having a separate call and put stop loss. So there's all of our levels dialed in. Rest of the style settings and all that stuff are down here for those of you who have seen the new updated version of this. So let's say, okay, flip that on. There's our levels. And for those of you who got this new update, you'll notice that I've also added a little dashboard up here that will show your risk reward getting to each price target. So you're at about a 1-to-1 as I expected, getting to PT1, 1.82, to PT2 and 3-to-1, ultimately getting all the way to PT3 based on the risk we're willing to assume. To the downside, 1.38, 2.68, and 448 for the downside trade plan. So let's go ahead and get this published. If you guys don't have this trade plan navigator yet, reach out to Chris, reach out to me, get it on your trading view. It's going to make your life a lot easier, I think. So here's our Apple live stream plan. It is free to Xtrades subscribers. So let me get this posted in the Elite Options chat. And let me grab this message link. So now that I have that, now you guys won't have this Discord link in yours. That's just for me so I can push the alerts to the Xtrades Discord. And what these settings do right here, for those of you who picked this up, this just keeps you, if you're sharing a stop loss with the upside and the downside trade plans, this setting keeps you from getting 2 alerts, one for the call and the put side when this level gets crossed, and instead will only fire 1 alert if you switch to the shared stop loss average down there. So just keep that in mind. Discord link is in there. Hit OK. Let's go. So the other thing that we can do, in case we ever want to come back to this trade plan and see it again, go ahead and save this as an indicator template. I've already got some set up for my trade plan, so I'll put this in the 4 slot. I'll remember the symbol. Boom. Apple trade plan locked in. We'll lock in all 10 or 9 really of our alerts for this trade plan. So Apple condition trade plan pilot, any alert function call. Let's give this an expiration. Let's say next Tuesday. We'll give this a week to play out at 1600. And this is our Apple live stream plan 3425. Create. All right, so then all of our alerts are locked in there. Boom, right there. There's old Apple live stream plan. Let's delete that. We don't need 2 sets of alerts running on this Apple trade. So there's our new trade plan, all those alerts set up. Let's talk through it real quick. You guys have everything you need at this point, though. What are we looking for here on Apple? We're looking for a break over 242.18. That should give us targets at 245.90, 248.65, and 253.53 with a stop loss average down at 238.62. To the downside, we're looking for a break below 235.19. That should give us targets at 230.44, 226 flat, and 219.81 with a stop loss average down there at 238.62. Those are your Apple live stream plans. Let's go. All right, so what did we have next? We had Apple F for Clint, and then I know I need to get back to crowd. Also, I think we can figure out how to get all of the above in here. Let's take a look at F. F is for Ford. Very loose charting. Ford is not one that again, another one that, believe it or not, as household of a name as it is, I have not charted Ford very thoroughly. So let's take a look at what Ford has. Let's hide these indicators for just a minute. All right. Lots of price history on Ford, though, so that's a good thing when it comes to charting. Really nailing down some of these levels. All right, those look good. Let's see, where we, okay. So think yeah, 570 be about 574. I don't think we'll need to chart any lower than that. Let's figure out a ceiling. That's a really interesting level. 1462. Okay. Yeah, I think there's a level there. Now, I was sitting there saying how this should be easier to chart, but Ford does have a lot of sweepy wicks on it. I don't want us to get caught in on smaller time frames, but we'll figure it out. We'll be good. All right. This, I think somewhere nearby there's going to be a nice breakdown level. I think there's one right here. Question is, okay. Sorry, just trying to figure out how I want to get after this. That's an interesting move right there. All right. What? Sorry. Maybe not as smooth a sailing as I thought it was going to be. I just want to make sure that we're not getting caught. I think what we're looking for, I hope I'm not wrong. I think what we're looking for is a break below. There's a potential for a bounce there at 841. I think there's a shot, though, from 889 down to 762. Below that, and this is one should be fairly inexpensive. It's a low volatility, low price name, so it should be fairly easy to buy, like lots of time, like buy leaps. Synthetic share position, or just trade shares, either or. Make sure you're giving yourself plenty of time for these targets. We are planning a lot of this on much higher time frames, so it will take some time. Ford not known for being a fast mover, that's for sure. Didn't need to move that. This weekly level's just a little bit higher and makes for a good stop loss average down. If we plop it down right there, upside, upside, upside. Let's see. I think we can take a shot over this daily level here. I think that gives us a first target. Weekly level. Throw these on real quick. Get to this hourly chart. Make sure I'm not neglecting anything obvious from the indicators. Yeah, this is mega choppy. That's why it's long, short, long, short, long, short. All right. Like that move to there. Whoops, damn it. All right, this was my real question, is this second price target. Yeah, it's sitting more like right here, just a little bit higher. Right about there. Second target. Third target, though, that could be a bigger move. This weekly level's just a little higher. Or is it just a little lower? Hang on. Yeah, it is just a little lower, actually. And I think there's more room, but I think at 1288, that's plenty. But it could recoup this remainder of this fair value gap, potentially up to 1359. All right. That being said, let's lock in our trade plans. Let's see if I can't squeeze all this on the chart. Let's get the trade plan pilot levels in here. So we've got 1045, 1150, 1194, and 1288 with a stop loss at 962, downside 889, 762, 670, and 574. 962, another shared stop loss. Let's put this on. There's your risk rewards. Let's get this on. Live straight plan. And over in the elite chat so I can get my link. You know, the other thing that I just realized, I forgot to do with snow, but I'll go back and fix that. Is I forgot to put this on regular trading hours, so we're not getting tons of alerts outside of actionable market hours. And the other thing that I've realized is that the 90-minute chart will work better for not accidentally triggering those pre-market alerts. So with that being said, let's get our alerts in. Condition, trade plan, pilot, any alert. We'll let this expire a week from today. All right, so what are we looking for here on Ford? We're looking for a break over 1045. That should give us targets at 1150, 1194, and 1288. Those look a little wonky because of my offsets, but I can fix that later. With a stop loss average down there at 962 to the downside, we're looking for a break below 889. That should give us targets at 762, 670, and 574 with a shared stop loss average down there at 962. Let's go ahead and lock in this template too. Put that in the 5 slot. And we can create one more for our next trade plan, which is going to be crowd. So let's take a look at crowd real quick. And then that will probably do it for the day. But 3 trade plans in a morning, pretty solid, I think. All right, CrowdStrike, CrowdStrike. It's been a while since they broke the internet. I think that has faded from people's memories, not from mine. Yeah, nothing up there. We've already got all those prior levels mapped out, so we're good on all that. Let's clean those up. Don't need that long position. Don't need this old short position. All right. New double top all-time high hanging out up here. All right. So how do we want to go after crowd? $381.30 is where it's currently at. minimal price data up in this range. I think there's pretty clearly something that's trying to develop right about here. Not sure what it is yet. That's as close as we're going to get to a weekly level, or sorry, daily level. Forgot we switched to the daily already. That's probably about as good as we're going to get there as well. All right, let's take a look at this. I want to figure out this entry. A little bit torn on this one. Makes some real sussy moves. Like I kind of want to look at a 404 entry, but then I'm worried about that 409 being right there and rejecting. Sorry, I know I'm being quiet, but I'm just really trying to nail down, can we shrink what I was looking at as a potential stop loss? I mean, I'm not going to force it. Let the chart do the talking. Plan to the chart. There is a level right around where this double top is. That could be problematic. So this is one that I want to pay attention to for stop loss here, entry here, first target there, second target here at this daily level, third target. That is a pretty clear shift. I know it's a tight PT2 and 3, but is what it is. And then over that, it's a potential retest of all-time highs. And I know that's a little, well, you know, as I look at where this current price is this morning pre-market, you know what? We could have a, sorry, I'm going to adjust this. My bad. That's why we do these trade plans, though. Sometimes you start off with one perspective, and then you're like, oh shit, should have saw that. So let's see. Yeah, we're going to switch this up big time. Sorry. But it'll be worth it, I think. Dashed. What is up, Dami? Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. All right, so that's our first price target. Stop loss. Let's see. It's probably going to be, yeah, right around this really level. Yeah, I like it right here. 373.25. Second target. So we just flip this stuff around now. And boom. These are no longer targets. All right. That looks a little bit better, I think. All right. So where's our downside open up? Well, I was kind of expecting it to be this weekly level. That does seem to be the case. So now the question is, I'm also happy with where that stop loss is. Also has a tighter first price target though. I think that that's sitting right about here. Second target down here at this weekly level. Third target, let's take it down to this daily level. Let's see if it can stretch for that third price target. All right, cool. So let's lock in our levels here. Ooh, this one I need to see. 384. Which one is that? 384. 30. And then 398.39, 409.01, 419.21 with a stop loss average down at 373.25. 366.52, 357.73, 349.59, and 336.64. There we go. Not a oh no, it is still a shared stop loss average down at 373.25. Okay, let's pop this on. Let's get our link. All right, here we go. Here is the crowd live stream plan. And let's get this over in the elite chat. So I can grab my link here. Set my alerts, regular trading hours, 90-minute. Boom. Set those alerts. See how quick you can do all this stuff with this new any alert system and the indicator. I love it. Crowd live stream plan 3/4/25. You got it. Unknown reviews. There's the alerts locked in, and then we can also go ahead and do this. We'll create a new one. 6 trade plan. Remember symbol, save. To the favorite, so it's right here at the top of the charts. Okay, let's go. Let's talk about crowd. What are we looking for here? We're looking for a break over 384.30. That should give us targets at 398.39, 409.01, and 419.21 with a stop loss average down at 373.25. To the downside, we're looking for a break below 366.52. That should give us targets at 357.73. 349.59 and 336.64 with a shared stop loss average down there at 373.25. All right, folks, that is going to do it for our FOMO live stream this morning. I think you guys have already been pinging Chris. If you are paying Xtrades members, I will hook you up with this trade plan navigator for free, so you can put in your levels or levels from other trade plans you find in the group. Lock those into indicator templates. Create your any alerts that will trigger all your plan level alerts all in one nice package with a bow on it. So make sure that you reach out and get that. I've put a lot of work into this thing over the last, week or so, but it has come along beautifully, and I'm very happy with where it's at right now. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for joining me this morning. As we always say here on the FOMO live stream, plan your trades, trade your plans, go out there and get some green, keep your wins big, keep your losses small. I will see you guys in the chats, and I will see you back here next Thursday morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, take care, have a fantastic day. See you all Thursday morning.